Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. Welcome to another anomalous broadcast from Site 42, this time a coffee break with Dr. Sherman. As always, I'm Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, and in these streams, I take a little bit of time out of my day to educate you all about the SCP Foundation's mysterious ways and means, whether it's the anomalies we contain, the staff that does the containing, the groups of interest that hate that we do all this containing all the time, or, of course, a very popular subject is hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies that are outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, sort of if it's outside of our multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. So, welcome to our stream today, especially Scarlet Fox, Senior Researcher Frogman, Soda on Pause, Junior Researcher America, Leaf, Edward Juntunen, Chaos Goblin Dogs, Zeirdrin, Junior Researcher Sally, Amber Chaos, all of you, Leaf as well, thank you for being in the chat, and thank you for being members specifically. Meanwhile, Teddy Bear Plushie, History Lover, and Damien, good to see you in the chat, just for being you. As you'll notice, we found ourselves here, back in the lab. We made it back from travel alive. Whew! It was quite an adventure. We saw several containment breaches come up and come get recontained. We dealt with a lot of versions of SCP-1048 that I did not appreciate. We hung out with a bunch of SCP Foundation staff at MetroCon in Tampa, Florida. That was a great time. We saw at least 100 SCP Site 42 fam out there. It was great to see all of you, and I hope you enjoyed your Toad King Studios merch that you got that weekend. On top of which, speaking of Toad King Studios, we just spent my birthday weekend with Toad King Studios, Radiger, Tosh Draws, and Emotional Entropy, the SCP Foundation crew. It was pretty dope, I will say. And so, I hope, in fact, that you guys are glad to see me back in the lab. We're going to have a nice series of regular streams again. Some normal business, no chaos, no accidental containment breaches. Just by the book containment where nothing goes wrong. My favorite. Cursed Traveler, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some cola on your way past the commissary. Make sure to have your backup bones ready. You will need replacements. I just got here. I'm not going to need replacement bones my first day back. Chill. Puppet Boy, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Another warrior in the battle against the white names. Jack, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a root beer on your way past the commissary. I've heard of an SCP that is a facility with a gun barrel that shoots mice. What the heck is that about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this something I can find on the SkipNet database? Do you have a SCP designation number by chance? Because SCP gun barrel mice is all I have to find there. It looks like I was right, and you're looking at SCP-1555. Jack, you got it just as I did. Good job. So, it's a facility of unknown origin and purpose installed in tunnels beneath an unnamed mountain peak in Redacted National Park. It appears to occupy near the entire inside space of the mountain and extends an unknown distance below sea level. Seismic surveys and ground-penetrating radar have proven to be somewhat useful at mapping the outer extents of the facility. Yada, yada, yada. Structure of the tunnels culminate near the peak of the mountain. At the very top of the structure, facing northeast, a steel tube exits the mountain and continues for, on average, 3 meters at a 27-degree angle from horizontal. The tube is rifled with 25 lands and a twist rate of 1 to 20, and appears to be similar in construction to the barrel of a modern 155mm howitzer. The tube has been observed to change shape. Microscopic observations of the tube during transformation indicates that iron crystals appear on the surface of the tube with no discernible source. At an unpredictable time period, not observed to be more than 10 days from the last event, it will launch a projectile designated a -2 from this tube. The shell usually travels at the standard muzzle velocity for a howitzer of this type, but variations have been reported. In almost all cases, the shell lands intact in a valley 6 kilometers northeast of the SCP and releases 5 to 16 Robertson's field mice, tentatively labeled -3s. In most cases, the mice appear completely indistinguishable from natural Robertson field mice, with a 50-50 gender division. The mice show normal genetic deviation in most cases, though approximately 15% of shells contain genetically identical mice. After the mice are released, the shell, in most cases, corrodes to dust within 2 hours. And it's, okay. It is shooting mice. That is an accurate description of the anomaly, Jack, and all I can say is, I have no bloody clue. Sometimes we can find a history of the creator of an anomaly, something that tells us why they do what they do, but just as often, it's a mystery to us all. Why the hell is there a mice cannon? A mouse cannon? At this point, who knows? It's a bit ridiculous. Cursed Traveler, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Cursed Traveler, no, more mouse bites are not needed. That doctor is not allowed in our facility, not after what happened last time. You did not say me, I am a member, Sherman. SCP-049, I only say the members in that general manner at the very beginning of the stream, and it's the first, 10 to 15 members I see. I didn't see your message. So, that happens sometimes. Dr. Sherman, can you explain to me why I'm being interrogated about your disappearance last week? Well, that is because you are currently stuck in a stable temporal anomaly, and even though we currently know why I was kidnapped, you are back before we knew, and so you were obviously a suspect. I mean, come on. I have a question about 096, could you answer it? Well, the problem, Zapdos VR Shorts, is that now that you've said that, I've seen this, and I could probably answer it, but now there's no guarantee I'll see your next question. And so asking if you can ask a question is just a wasted attempt at getting my attention. You gotta think, don't waste your question, because now I've answered that question, but now your question may go unanswered. I like your hair. Can I bite it? Thank you and no. Do you know the entity Cool Kid? I feel like I've heard this name before, but I am unfamiliar. I've seen people with the username around very prominently. I'm assuming that's with 2 zeros. Roblox Creepypasta Wiki. Of course, it's a Robloxian. Infamous hacker exploiter on Roblox, created as an alternate account by this person, known for creating the cool GUI and being the owner of Team Cool Kid. He and his group members engaged in trolling and exploiting activities in games like Work at the Pizza Place and Natural Disaster Survival. This is also one of the first exploiters on Roblox. So is it a real person or is it a creepypasta? That's the problem with some of these wikis, is they have in-universe lore and out-of-universe lore interchangeably. So I can't tell if this is based on something real or if this is just a full-on fabrication. Either way, I'm not particularly worried about a hacker. That's not our really purview unless they are an anomalous hacker, a spooky hacker. Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh, by the way, now that I am finally back in the lab, yes, I can see all donations. I don't have to worry about them being under $5 anymore. As long as I'm in the lab, I can see donations all on one convenient page. It makes my life a lot easier. Do I sleep? It's 1:50 a.m. Well, I'll tell you this, Jake Roger, as a time check, I do not intend to stream for more than another 20 to 30 minutes because I have just gotten off a plane. I am exhausted. I just barely unpacked. And so I need to go hit the dormitories and crash as soon as we're done here. So this is our obligatory keeping the streak going. Otherwise, I would not be here. I would be in bed. Do you hear how my voice sounds? It is gravelly. Do you know about Gerson Boom? He's old. Well, if you put him outside the Antarctic base, he's cold. And if you put him in the movie K-pop Demon Hunters, he's gold. That's what I know of this entity. Holy hell. Okay, thank you, Streamlabs. Signalbox Studio, Mr. Kind of Minecraft, Yamin, Ramen, Bills, Jerblade, Sylvian Star, Ultrasword, AYS, Garappy, Zero, Friday Freezoo, Joe, Alex, and Brad, all of you at once, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, all the cool kids subscribe to Site 42. That's what I know about. Otherwise, you wouldn't work at the foundation. We don't let lamos work at the foundation. Are you kidding me? You got to be a super cool people to work here. That's why you subscribe. Dr. Sherman, what SCP got out? The wind is mad over here. All right, so the question I have for you is, which direction is the wind being angry? Because if the wind is blowing upwards, then you might be dealing with an episode of SCP-1846, codename the Maze Angel. Maze as in corn, not maze as in labyrinths. The Maze Angel is a Caucasian male, approximately 50 years old. However, its entire exterior is covered in living corn leaves that grow from its subdermal layer. These leaves do not undergo photosynthesis, consume nutrients, or have any obvious purpose. It is purely ornamental. The subject is capable of subsisting on a diet composed entirely of maize and will experience symptoms of malnutrition if it is fed a diet composed of any other foods. Any corn plants that the corn angel touch will be blessed and will, have more corn and live longer. And anytime the corn angel is outside, the corn god tries to rapture it, just up into the air. And so we very specifically have to keep it in a containment cell with a wall to the exterior of the facility. We have to watch out for wind speeds in case the corn god gets mad at us. And it needs to be surrounded by reinforced glass, concrete, or any structural material formed of granular materials such as sand and gravel, because it makes the corn god confused and it stops trying to rapture the entity as much. So yes, if that's what the wind issue is, oh my, we gotta work on our containment for the Maze Angel. Cursed Traveler, thank you for your your second donation to today's stream. Have you ever considered being cursed to not have a constant and stable point of existence in time and space reality? It's fun. There are lots of adventures. Did end up trapped for like a week in a void with red light once. So what I'm seeing here is I do not want to be cursed to not have a constant and stable point of existence in time, space, and reality. I like knowing where I am. I like comfortably being in the correct space of reality. What you're talking about does sound like a curse. I don't like curses. I like blessings. I like enjoyable times. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That's the mantra of an SCP Foundation researcher for sure. And so with that in mind, second question, you ended up in a void with a red light once. Okay, was it a void with a red light? Or was it kind of an acid dimension that you had to swim through to find the red light? And then the red light is actually on a console, probably nearby some dude nearly rotted to death. Because I know SCP-3001 when I hear it, but it's a very specific void. What's the most evil SCP? It is obviously SCP-729. 729-J. Obviously the worst. Herschel, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Having an audio glitch again. That's unfortunate. Huh. Tell me if that fixed it by turning the mic off and on again. Huh. It might need to be a full reset. Unfortunate. Alright. Well, the time check is worth the 20-minute mark. Let's turn it off and on again and see what we get. Be right back, staff.